A breakthrough in financial technology is offering a unique chance to earn predictable residual income. Early adopters are already benefiting from a next-gen digital wallet that combines seamless global money transfers with a powerful reward system. So here's how you can benefit. Global transfers in seconds. Send or receive money anywhere in the world instantly, faster and more reliable than PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Earn from transactions so you can receive a portion of transaction fees every time the wallet is used. Unlimited referral earnings. Share the platform and earn continuously from the activity of those you refer. Residual income at scale. As the platform grows, well, so does your earning potential, creating a long-term scalable opportunity. And this isn't hype. What this is an opportunity to position yourself early, much like the pioneers of Uber, Amazon, and Google. So send a thumbs up or more info to the person that sent you this message for an invitation to our Telegram and Facebook inner circle to get more clarity and details. You'll be glad you did.
Greg joined Mosca. Her and her family, we're talking kids, spouses, sisters, aunts, cousins, all of them came in and joined with her. And most of them, almost all of them on Enterprise came in with her. She's under the leadership of Pastor Sabrina Harris out of California and Pat Robinson out of California. And I would love for Angel to just say a word or two of what it is, because she is so committed and so excited and so determined, just like you're saying, about Mosca and doing this and building this business. But Angel, will you raise your hand so that you can just share your heart with us, if you will? Because she does it with me. I know she loves this community. I hope she didn't leave.
No, I didn't leave.
There she is.
I don't know how to raise my hand, but my heart and my soul is in this thing. And so I couldn't help but bring all my family in, because I feel like this is finally a chance for us all to win. And I am about winning, not only for me, but for my family and my friends. And so I am on a mission to tell everyone that I know about this thing. And those who get in, those who don't. But I'll be here later when maybe you want to take a second look at it. And that's where I'm at with this. And so when I was told about this by my daughter, who brought me in, and I just said, I want to tell everyone I know. And so, of course, first I told my family, and now I'm reaching out to my friends and my extended family. And I feel like everyone should be in this, and that's where my heart is.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to meet you. And she said it so well. I mean, everybody in the world should be in this thing. Money and currency should be flowing throughout this entire world. And the reason why there's such a huge wealth inequality is because you have people in centralized position basically dictating the flow of money. For the first time, we can go ahead and have money moving like raging rivers of cash to everyone's coffer and really help people around the world. So, Angel, you're a blessing. Glad to meet you in person. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, but definitely glad to meet you, at least online, and put a name with a face. So good to meet you.
Awesome, guys. So I just wanted you guys to play that because what we're going to be talking about here in session 1B, I should say, is let me get my video going here, make sure you guys can see me. There we go. All right. Now I can see you seeing me, okay? But yeah, guys, I just want to start that because we're showing people, not just families, organizational entities, how they basically can become their own bank, and where success is based on choice. It's not by chance. I'm going to be highlighting that. But we have so many people, early adopters, that are already involving all those they know, love, and care about. And folks, we got to get into a space to where it's okay and give ourselves permission, because we have dynamics in technology now to where we don't have to worry about any centralized interference or needing permission, okay, for us to become wealthy and do business together. And the beauty of this is that there's no skill set that's going to be needed, okay? And so that means, folks, is that anybody from any walk of life can come on board without necessarily it being any prejudice or any bias mixed in it, and without anybody having to become any type of guru. See, that's the beauty about digital real estate, okay? So you understand, it took no skill set to open up a PayPal account. It took no skill set to open up your bank account, where you just typed and pressed buttons, or somebody else did it for you, okay? But see, we were only on the consumer side. With what we have going on with Mosca, okay, puts us on the consumer and prosumer side. Now, prosumers are producers, but as we are producers, we're sharing in the revenue just like the owners of the company, okay, are as well. Now, the company makes money, of course. They receive 0.5% on all transactions. That's to keep the doors open, keep this business around, and, you know, they can evolve the technology. And as we're putting other innovations, because see, this is just phase one, where we're on a mission to get people's passive residual cash flow, where the first landmark is have it scale beyond your regulatory bills, monthly responsibilities and obligations and overhead if you're a business or an organizational entity, okay? Because that's what's been very elusive for 98% of people, is where we have ongoing residual cash flow passively. That's money coming in independent of your involvement, but where it exceeds your monthly bills and expenses and overhead. Because your subscription bills, well, they're like subscriptions. We don't look at them that way, but every 30 days or however often your bills are set up, it's like clockwork. But what we're doing is that we're just exchanging time for money to cover residual bills. And with inflation and you know, all the different, you know, responsibilities that we have from a financial standpoint, and then as we add on to our family, it puts us in a, you know, just in a detriment where we end up building up a whole lot of debt. And what I love about this operation, when the family gets it, a leader of that family or a leader of that church or a leader of that clergy spiritual organization or a leader of that fraternity, leaders of that sorority, when you guys see how this thing operates and there's a consensus of people that are seeing the results work as and function as advertised, it just goes through the roof, okay? But understand, folks, decentralization, peer-to-peer blockchain, okay, even though you may have heard it mentioned in other operations and those things didn't pan out, but we can't connect blockchain, we can't connect digital wallets or cryptocurrency to anything bad, okay? That's what mainstream media is trying to do, is paint a black eye so that we don't really take hold of this technology and understand the real power of it, okay? It's not about a cryptocurrency coin, guys. It is about digital real estate, okay? Really is. And we are able to leverage it and utilize it through this operation called Mosca, connecting digital wallets all over the world. And this thing has what we call an income escalator that ensures, based on the way it's coded and embedded in the technology, that we're all scaling simultaneously together. This is why success now becomes a choice and not a chance, because the dynamics is going to have all of us, as this is replicating and duplicating forward, is going to have all of us scaling residually independent of our involvement. What I mean by scaling residually, folks, the money as it's coming in, it's engineered to come residually. Now, there are also bonuses that come one time, which we call our team referral bonuses. I'm going to go to the board and break all this down, but I'm just giving, setting up the stage, okay, so you guys can really, grasp what I'm sharing. And I'm going to be sharing some apples to apples comparisons. Now, let me go to that board. Let me explain to you why success is a choice and not a chance. And it took me a couple of times of hearing it, being in our trainings and our master classes that we do on a weekly basis. Because sometimes, guys, you got to hear the information over and over. That's why it's important that you stay plugged into our, to our system and our trainings that we do. Okay. But when it hit me that success here was a choice and not a chance, and understanding where I've come from to where success was based solely on chance, okay, I understood why certain dynamics only cater to just a few that got to the top, but wasn't really, benefiting and really made to where masses of people could succeed right along with those that typically get into an operation and they blow up and, get to 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month, because they come with certain dynamics that they've grown from throughout the years. And then in some cases, they get top positions that are not really made available to just those that may be coming into this space for the very, very first time. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that, but with here, folks, when I saw how this thing operated, I didn't need to see all the, multiple thousands of deposits that were coming to me. When I saw how this thing functioned from the beginning, oh man, I said, I'm telling everybody about this thing, just like you heard Miss Angel say, right? So yes, I have my family involved, wife involved, children involved, okay? Brothers are involved, okay? So success is a choice and not a chance. What I mean is that let's just take things like MLM, affiliate marketing, network marketing, direct sales, high ticket, all those in the same ball of wax, so to speak. And so like, let's say, okay, so you have the guru, right? That then invites you, and then say you maybe invite your brother. Brother invites mom. Mom invites husband. Let's say husband may invite pastor. We'll just stay with it right there, okay? So all these people got involved. They all made a choice to get involved. Now, some of these operations have what they call maybe a fast start bonus, but you only receive fast start bonuses on those that you personally referred into the operation, okay? So the point I'm saying though, everybody got involved. Now, because the success, the ongoing and long-term success was going to be predicated on selling product or constantly recruiting, respectively, that is where the dynamic really only served the person at the top. Stay with me. So when you talk about something that it's already statistically proven, so this is not Douglas Ford, it's something you can go on the online internet and just type in success rate of affiliate marketing, network marketing, direct sales, high ticket, all of that. It typically comes out to a 0.4% success rate. Which when you see that visually, let me share with you how that looks. So the guru will make money, right? You make little to no money. Brother makes little to no money. Mom makes little to no money. Husband little to no money. Pastor little to no money. Okay? Because, it may have been some type of weight loss tea or in other products that they may have that the guru was good at selling at, or she was good at selling at. But then, you didn't have a niche for whatever that product that they were offering, and maybe you didn't have a big, huge network to really effectively, get some things done. Because typically what they like to do is build a story, a success story, right away. so they can then sell that success story to all those that that they're going to be sharing the operation with. Sounds like I've been in network marketing, don't it? See, I know the dynamics that they use. They also use FOMO, okay? Because they have this thing that they market called spillover. And then sometimes you get invited to these hotel meetings and they have hundreds or even thousands of people inside the room. And at the end of the meeting, after they've kept you there for about an hour and a half, right? Hyping it up, motivating you and all that good stuff, telling you all the good things about it. And I'm not saying that there's nothing good because, guys, I became free in the industry, right? So I'm not bad-mouthing it. I want you to understand why the dynamics didn't really cater to the masses, right? So anyway, so you see all these people go up to the front of the room, they're handing out applications, and you're sitting there like, ooh, I don't want to miss out. See, that's FOMO. And then you even maybe hear some of the leaders say, hey, man, we about to bring 5,000 people in this thing. They can all be under you. I can't promise you anything, but would it be better for you to be above the 5,000 or come in after the 5,000? See, that's the FOMO, okay? But in the long run, because there's a product or service that we have to put out there, okay, and it's a sort of a top-down model, it's always going to be subject to saturation. Meaning, as this thing gets years and years down the line, if they're not, constantly inserting some type of service or product that can keep people putting product and services out there to the marketplace, okay? And that's even with the ones that have a market or have the go-getter mentality to go out there and push the coffee or push the travel service or, push the financial services technology or AI or whatever the marketing service may be, because you hear a lot of operations talking about, hey, you got this AI that'll do all the sharing and closing and all that for you. And everybody got one. So it's like, well, how I know this one's better than that one. See, so it's subject to saturation. Meaning there's only so much of that you can put out there to the marketplace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have two entities that never meet saturation. Because see, our product is a digital wallet. You can't saturate in the digital space. See, we have multiple accounts. Many of us have a PayPal. Many of us have a Cash App. Some of us have, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Visa. So we have multiple accounts. Folks, you can't saturate money. You can't saturate the flow and the currency of money. Okay? So we have two things that don't meet saturation. And so neither our operation ever meets saturation. That's why this thing is Mobius. It's a Mobius, okay? Mobius, Savings and Credit Association. Because we have an infinite success line, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I get ahead of myself, let me go right here. So understand, these people got involved. But because of the dynamics that are involved here, and it's subject to saturation, this is what typically what's happened. And so what ended up having to happen, there's a numbers game that you get sold on. Yes, there is law in numbers. And typically that's what us gurus had to do, was exercise the numbers, because we knew that the numbers were, we would get 3 out of 10 or something like that. And then, as we sharpened our tool, got better with presenting, we could then, interest those, and it'd be 4 out of 10, okay? Which is really, 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 really good, okay? But there again, that dynamic doesn't cater to the masses winning. See, success then becomes by chance and not by choice, okay? So, then there's these other dynamics that they have a rotation and cycling. You hear this in a lot of operations that are gifting or blessing circles, blessing looms. A lot of churches and people of the clergy get involved in these things. Some people know them as susus. But see, susus, folks, and these blessing circles, they don't have any mathematical certainty. It's not driven by math. It's driven by rotation and cycling and just trying to get enough people to be involved to where, money can get, hopefully get around to everyone. But because it's based on rotation and based on cycling, what typically happens and why those are not sustainable is because, one, it's only those at the top that are making money. So you have to get to the top before money gets to you. I've never been a part of the operation, but I studied it, guys. Okay? So don't outsmart yourself and think that, well, you're coming on board and you think that you're thinking of something that nobody that's been involved hasn't thought about. Folks, I thought of everything. Okay? I crossed my T's and dotted my I's, and did apples to apples comparison with everything. Okay? So what I'm saying is that because it's relying on rotation and cycling, as you see in some of these, that a certain number of positions have to open up first before any money gets paid out, okay? So it's like 14 positions have to come in line first, right? You see these things, and it's not until these positions here come into play that money gets paid out. So all along the way, as this thing was forming, no money was going to this person, 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 as this was being built out, okay? And so you'll have some people involved that haven't seen money since they've gotten involved. They haven't seen any money in weeks, days, weeks, and maybe, a couple of weeks, okay? And so how excited, just on the dynamic of that, okay? How excited are you going to be to even share this with even others if you haven't seen any money made coming to you in days or weeks and stuff like that? You're not going to be. So what ends up happening is that this ends up what? Okay? Going away. Because the only person that gets paid in this dynamic from these positions is this person right here. But when people get started, you're like at the way bottom, okay? And you have to wait on this cycle to take place. And as this cycle takes place, once this person here at the top gets paid, they go away. Then this person here becomes the person at the top. But guess what? More positions got to come in, before money gets paid out to that person. So see, these positions here have to open up. And then when these positions open up, the only person that gets paid is the person at the top. And then they leave, and now that leaves. But notice how it's getting you closer to the top. But look at the cycling and rotation, okay? So this operation, we're not elusive. See, there's no math here. It's not with mathematical certainty, okay? So we're not either of these. Now, I kept this up for a reason. Because now I'm going to show you in terms of us being a straight success line and how digital real estate works as opposed to what I just showed you, right? So we're going to use these same people. We're going to use these same people. This is where I want families to understand, guys, if we come together, we're only talking about everybody just saying yes one time, okay? And watch what I want to share with you, what takes place. Now remember, all these people said yes one time, but because there were other dynamics that we have to do thereafter, that's where the success was little to none. And what happens is that people start dropping off because they're not seeing results, and we're not scaling together. This is more like guru making money off of everyone, okay? And that's why many times the guru or whoever is going to be incumbent upon them to have to keep going out there, pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. I'm sharing this as much as I share it. I love helping people. I have a goal to get 1,000 people or 1,000 families receiving well over 100K per month, okay? Whether that's families, churches, I consider church a family, nonprofit organizations family. sororities, fraternities, all family, okay? But watch how this thing here, because when I understand this dynamic, folks, we should be running up this escalator, okay? So the guru invites you, okay? When your account, you become an active wallet holder, this is what happens. Money goes to your inviter, which is the guru, but also money went to 9 others that were in line previously. See, that dynamic, folks, basically has this thing functioning with 100% absolute certainty. We're all going to be passively scaling from this day forward without anybody having to do any more work, okay? So, folks, where the money is coming from is where the money is always coming from in any entity. It's coming from our economic value as individuals, as individual entities or individuals, period, okay? With our operation, it has organized it to where as we're just diversifying our effort, doing a one-time execution, and as it's duplicating and replicating, it's going to be scaling all of us, okay, passively without doing any more work. So that's why we're looking for strategic partners that are all, that are going to be doing the same, a one-time execution of involving others that are going to do the same, saying yes one time. So let's say then you are inviting brother, right? Just like you did in the other operations with MLM, affiliate, and all those. But when brother becomes an active wallet holder, watch what happens. You receive in residual revenue and the guru scales again. And so did everybody else. The brother invites mom, what happens? Brother receives, you scale, and guru scales. See how everyone that's already involved, okay, in this straight success line is going to be constantly scaling, okay, with everybody receiving in the same way. So then mom invites husband, and what happens? Money to mom, brother, you, guru. Husband invites pastor. What happens? Husband, mom, brother, you, guru. Pastor invites the church, right? What happens? Pastor, husband, mom, brother, you, guru. Church invites church members, right? What happens? Church, pastor, husband, mom, brother, you. Are you seeing a total difference between what I share with you with the cycling and what took place when people got involved in these type of entities? See, success here is by chance. Success over here is by choice. Without anybody needing any sales skills, closing skills, leadership skills, without anybody needing to have a big influence of a network, without anybody needing to go push and get personal development with a product to know how to say it and pitch it, okay, to where I can exchange somebody for their money for my product or service. Folks, just like banks, just like PayPal, just like Cash App, we are connecting digital wallets. And just looking at this like it's digital real estate. It is digital real estate. Okay. And so as we're connecting, think about our PayPal. Now, PayPal is a centralized operation to where as it's connecting wallets, only the shareholders and the CEOs and the crowdsourcers of the said entity are going to be receiving from the transactions of the wallets being connected. But as they're connecting wallets and we're becoming consumers within their ecosystem, right? All the transactions that are taking place is only benefiting one entity. So that's the centralized model. But see, we're going at, so what they do is that they'll say say this is you, right? And they'll say, hey, we're going to pay you $20 if you when you open up an account and when you refer someone. So when you open up an account, you got a one-time $20. And then when you referred someone, guess what? You got another $20. But then if they referred someone, they got $20, you got nothing. But see, that network effect started with you. But understand, as this network effect grew with PayPal, or grew with Chase, or grew with Bank of America, with wallets being connected by us sharing it with others, friends, family members, those we, saw the benefit of being or having a PayPal digital wallet. As PayPal has grown to millions, to tens of millions, to hundreds of millions now, okay? The only entity that benefited was this right here. Not you, not your friends, not any of them. I'm talking about on the residual revenue of it, okay? Here, ladies and gentlemen, in our ecosystem, we now have the ability, with success being by choice, everybody just having a one-time yes, that have others connect the wallet, that do a one-time yes, okay? You're seeing here, we're all assets to one another. So think about it. If people want to see me as the guru, okay? I don't see myself as a guru. I'm just a guy that I'm an entrepreneur, business person that just understands the dynamics that the more people I have receiving deposits, the more deposits are coming to me. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it, right? But the beauty of that, that's the way it functions for all of us, okay? Now, I'm just showing you the residual money, folks, which is the most important, the priority money. Because you don't want to focus on cash accumulation, even though you do get some one-time team referral bonuses that are, as they're coming into your account, oh, you're going to love it. But it's the residual income that we're looking for people to make the mind shift, looking for families to make the mind shift, that residual cash flow is more valuable than cash accumulation. So you may say me as the guru, right? I'm the guru, so I'm referring you. Now, considering that as you're receiving deposits simultaneously, I do too, how quickly and how fast do I want you getting the one deposit? Like yesterday. How quickly and how fast do I want you getting the 10 deposits, considering as you have 10 deposits coming to you, 10 deposits are going to be coming to me? How quickly am I going to want your brother at receiving 100 deposits, considering as your brother is having 100 deposits coming to him, 100 deposits coming to you, 100 deposits coming to me? How quickly, how fast do me, you, and your brother want the mom receiving thousands of deposits, tens of thousands of deposits, or just one deposit? How fast is the brother, you, and me going to want mom receiving deposits, considering simultaneously as she's receiving deposits are coming to us simultaneously, guys. So I just put my focus, how many deposits do I want me and my family having coming in? We go out there and help others mutually benefit in the same exact way. Folks, we're talking about something that functions with 100% mutual benefit and 100% absolute certainty. Guys, if the lotto was being offered to us and it was going to be functioning with 100% mutual benefit and 100% absolute certainty, how many people would be playing it? So take that dynamic and now let's put it in something that is going to literally be having people benefit, because the economic value of the millions of dollars from the transactions of people setting up a digital wallet and this thing replicating, okay, is going to be coming to us, with us all mutually benefiting and it coming residually. So that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm leaving out, but I don't think I am. Okay? So, guys, that's going to conclude the video portions of the boot camp. Okay? But we are dead set on getting people on the other side of wealth. because we have a platform that really, really has us connected to where we're literally not just flowery words, not just needing hype, not needing a numbers game for people to play, not needing anybody to need any skill set. Folks, you're just doing a first name, last name, email address, and a phone number, and everybody's doing a one-time out of pocket, okay, that facilitates this all. Now, for those that want to say, well, how is the money, always coming? Let me share with you how that works, and then that'll be the end. Because I know we have some, some greens. Greens that they say are your analyticals, okay? So this is the dynamic that takes place each and every time accounts open up, okay? So when the guru, you, brother, mom, husband, pastor, anybody, when their accounts activate, this is what happens. So when the account activates, the money, sort of like the deposit that activates your account, because just like when you go to the bank, they ask you to put up what? A deposit to create the account. Now imagine this happening at the bank, at Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, SoFi Bank, Citibank, whatever. So the money that was used, okay, so this is a set amount. And we have two paths in which you can get yourself started. We have an enterprise and we have a citizen. I'm not going to get into those dynamics, but one does allow you to scale in reoccurring revenue faster, okay? And people typically go with the bigger version because it allows you to scale the residual cash flow faster. You know what, there is one more thing I want to cover before I end this video. So anyway, so the money that's used to activate this account, okay? What the smart contract does, it's going to break this money up and instantly to each of their accounts, 10 people that were in line previously are going to receive from this money, okay, that activated this account. Now, obviously, it's going to be different amounts going to these because it's taking that money and splitting it amongst 10 that were in line previously. Folks, this is why everybody keeps receiving money without having to do any more work, okay? Now, do people come and become Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and want to tell the whole world just like you're an angel? Yeah, she's going to tell everybody about this thing. Why? Because one, she may have the passion to help a whole lot of more people. She wants to see a whole lot more families win and get out of, the situation where we can't, become successful together, where some of the family is traveling and some of the family has to watch, family travel while they're, robbing Peter to pay Paul situation. Okay? Shouldn't be like that, folks. Right? Anyway, I'm going to get into that. But this is what takes place. Right? Now, also, because everybody's doing a subscription, folks, you want a subscription. Why? Because that's the residual income. So not only did you receive when this account activated, or not only did all these people receive when this account activated, when this person's subscription runs. Now, understand, this is happening with everybody. When this person's subscription runs, okay? So this is when their account activated, right? Now, when their subscription runs, SUB, this same dynamic took place with the smart contract. It took that money and paid it out to those same people that were in line previously. That was month one. Now, when the subscription ran again in month two, okay, it takes this money and what? Pays it out to these people again. When it does it again in month four, it takes this money of the subscription and pays it out to these people again. When it happens again in month 5, in month 6, in month 7, 8, 9, 10, It's keep paying this money out. So the money as we're receiving it, folks, it's coming residually. That is the ingenious of a subscription. But what you're going to see, because remember, everybody's scaling as this is replicating forward. So when everybody's subscription is to hit, it's going to come out of our profits automatically, not out of our earnings. Folks, you'll never even feel it. Now, some people sometimes ask the question, well, Douglas, what if somebody doesn't do it? Folks, understand, success is a choice, not a chance. Are we going to continue to keep sharing this presentation? Yes. We even have a press play presentation that people are using, and that's probably how you got exposed to come on board. We have a press play presentation where people in their organizations just pressing play. You can go to the back office under resources, and there's a press play 30-minute presentation that shares our whole entire overview. We're going to continue to share the presentation. How many times are people that are getting involved only having to say yes? One time. So if you got mom who didn't want to do it, well, we're going to still share the presentation because brother invited mom, but mom just said, I don't want to share this with nobody. I don't want to invite nobody. I don't want to scale and reoccurring revenue together with the family. So then you go out and just share with dad. Well, maybe that's husband too, but you know, well, let me see. Maybe you shared it with your aunt, okay? Let's do that. And then aunt just said yes. And when aunt says yes, brother's going to receive, you're going to receive, guru, and whoever else was in line previously. And then now aunt goes and gets her husband. Husband says yes. What's going to happen? Everybody in line previously is going to scale. Now, let me share with you this thing and how things unfold, okay? And why, guys, we walk around here with our hair on fire when it comes to this thing. So, again, we're going to do the straight success line. So we had, we're going to start it with your, okay, so you have an inviter, right? And your inviter has an inviter. And they have somebody that invited them, right? Let's get rid of this. I love going to the board. I'm a little old school, so you can just get the visual line, get the visual. People are more visual observers than verbal. So everybody has an inviter. So see, you're not even in the picture yet. I showed this on the last video previously, right? But we talking about having a family bank here, okay? So understand, even before it gets to you, look at the dynamics that was already working and taking place. Let me move this out of the way here too, because that's going to be in my way. Well, you know, I'm going to move this over a little bit because there's going to be a lot of stuff on the board. So we got this person. Hold on. This person. Then we got your inviter's inviter. Then we got your inviter. Now, when this person invited your inviter, this is what happened. They received residually. So did everybody else in line previously. Remember, every time an account's open, the deposit that was used to activate the account, whether they got involved in Citizens or Enterprise, that money is going to get broken up and distributed to everyone. The dynamic of that is going to have everybody having success by choice passively and not having to do any more work because of this. So, and not only that, we have one-time team referral bonuses that get paid out to those that were in line 4 levels previous. This happens on an unlimited number of accounts because you can have unlimited number of accounts on any given one of the 4 levels. But I'm just showing you as this being a straight success line. I'm just showing you with this just being a straight success line. I'm just showing you with this being a straight success line. I repeat things because I really wanted to really go beyond, you know, and really get into your mind here, okay? So a $25 team referral bonus also came to this person. But not only did they receive residually from the inviter, from your inviter's inviter, activating their account, everybody else in line previously scaled, and 3 others also received this $25 team referral bonus. Okay? I'm just showing you from this person on forward, okay? See, there is no downline and there is no upline here, folks. This is a straight success line. See, when you have an upline and a downline, that just means somebody's making money off of people. But when we're all scaling together simultaneously, that means we're just scaling together, okay? So the inviter, your inviter's inviter invites who? Your inviter. So when they became activated, an active wallet holder, what happened? Boom and boom, folks. But not only that, 25 real dollars just went to those respectively that were 4 levels in line previously. You see how money keeps coming to everybody without them having to do anything else? Who wouldn't want anybody to mutually benefit like that? That's going to take place with absolute certainty. Okay? See, this is all a math equation. And folks, when math is the path, no one loses. You just perform the math. So who's your inviter inviting? Who's one of their partners? Yeah, you said it, you. Right? So watch what happens. When you activate your account, look what happened. Boom, boom, and boom. What else took place? $25, $25, $25. Now, typically, for those people that ask, what if somebody doesn't do it? Let's say that's a Mary down the line. Okay. Mary's going to be one of those ones that I don't want to share it. I don't want to. Now, either one of these guys could have said no. But are we going to continue to share the operation? Yes. See, folks, all we need is people just to say yes one time, come up the escalator. Right? So why not? If we're all mutually going to be benefiting, to where as this is even going beyond those that get involved, they're going to receive in the same way, right? So let's just say one of your partners was an Eric. Well, no, we're going with family, right? So let's say mom. You invite mom, okay? Mom becomes an active wallet holder. What happens? You receive your inviter scale, your inviter scale. So does this person in residual revenue. Not only that, $25 team referral bonus, $25 team referral bonus, $25 team referral bonus, $25 team referral bonus. Think about what's happening as a consensus of people are scaling this way. Do you think they're just sharing it with just a few others? Not at all. Now, mom then shares it with dad, right? Dad becomes an active wallet holder. What happens? Boop. Scale residually, scale residually, scale residually, scale residually. $25 team referral bonus, $25 team referral bonus, $25 team referral bonus, $25 team referral bonus. The reason why a $25 team referral bonus didn't go to this person, because again, it's only 4 levels that were those in line previously. But understand, so everyone is not just receiving just from this straight success line. Remember, they invited others that became active wallet holders. So I'm just sharing with you the money just from this straight success line. This is not including another success line or another success line. It's happening the same way because it's a straight success line for everybody. So dad then invites maybe his brother. Okay, what happens? Residual cash flow. Scales. And what happens? $25, $25, $25, $25. Folks, all this is real money. See, this is why, another reason this is not MLM. And this is definitely not one of those susus. Because in a susu, everybody's not scaling simultaneously from the transaction that takes place. See, this is everybody mutually benefiting without This person having to do any more work. This person hasn't done any more work. They haven't. Your dad hasn't, and your brother, he just got started. Now, let's say brother invites a pastor. Pastor becomes an active wallet holder. What happens? You already know this story. And understand, folks, this money is coming residually. So even as you're withdrawing your money, all accounts after everyone respectively, as their subscription runs in month 1, month 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, that same money's coming back to you. And understand, people's accounts are getting activated on different days. Some get activated on Monday, some Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Do you know that money's coming right then? Just like you're seeing it. And people's subscriptions run on different days, okay, and different times of the day. Some subscriptions run on Monday, some run on Tuesday. It's every month, but it runs on different days because people get started on different days. So just think, as everybody's looking at their phones, okay, everybody's looking at their phones, money is coming to it. All right, so not only that, $25 team referral bonuses, $25 bonus, $25 bonus, $25 bonus. Now, Pastor invites Mary. Mary says, I don't want to share it. I don't want to invite anyone. Okay? I don't want to talk to anybody. No problem. Let's say, Pastor invites Bill. Okay? And Bill says, I don't want to share this with anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to invite anybody. Okay, no problem. See, folks, because we're going to continue to share the presentation. And what is taking place? When we share the presentation with this person, they said yes. They just had to do it one time. We shared the presentation with them. They said yes, one time. We did a press play presentation for your inviter. They said yes, one time. We did a press play presentation for you. A press play presentation for mom. A press play presentation for dad. A press play presentation for brother. A press play presentation for the pastor. One time. And so, let's say the pastor knows this guy named Doug. And Doug says, I'm in. One time, yes. And what's going to take place? Pastor, brother, dad, mom, you, inviter, inviter, this person that invited them. What else happens? $25 bonus, $25 bonus, $25 bonus, $25 bonus. Doug, he's maybe a part of the church. He may know another church that may be in another city or maybe in another country. Please understand, these folks don't even know Doug and know those that he may be connected to. And we're just connecting wallets. But this time we're doing it strategically, consciously, because we know it's all going to function with 100% mutual benefit and function with 100% absolute certainty. You haven't seen the operation not do for you and mom and dad, okay? Or let me say it this way. You haven't seen this thing function for these guys that were involved prior to you and not see the same thing happen for you and those that you invited in your family with all receiving the same way, with them receiving as well continuously. So the church says, I'm in. And what takes place? What also takes place? 25, 25, 25, 25. A church typically has what? Church members. That's all family. they say, I'm in. Now, let me just say this here. Does everybody have an invested interest in these church members? Yes, we do. So let's say, our ambition is for these church members to have 1,000 deposits come to them. What's happening now? This is not $1,000. This is 1,000 actual deposits. Because again, the way the math is based on the relationship to this account. So the relationship from this account to this account is different from the relationship from this account to that account. But the math is already been coded to where everybody's going to scale in real money that's coming residually. So rather, if this person here from this account is receiving $1, that's $1 coming residually every time their subscription runs. From where this account, pastor, let's say they're receiving $5. Okay? But that's still a deposit. That's coming residually. But this is what I want you to understand. As this or these folks are receiving thousands of deposits, that's 1,000 deposits coming to this church, 1,000 deposits coming to Doug, 1,000 to the pastor, 1,000 to the brother, 1,000 to dad, 1,000 to mom, 1,000 to you, to the inviter, to the inviter's inviter, to this. All have an invested interest in wanting everybody to win. So let's multiply, because remember, it's the team referral bonuses that get paid out to those 4 levels in line previously. So this is 1,000 deposits. That means 1,000 digital wallets just got connected from this group of people right here, right? So that means 25 times 1,000. Guys, that's $2,500. That's going to go to these church members. $2,500 to this church. $2,500 to Doug. And $2,500 to the pastor. So guys, that's going to conclude the video session. So the next session we want you to do is attend our masterclass that's coming up Saturday. If you haven't attended our masterclass, that's part of the end of the boot camp. That's going to be literally session 2, okay? These 2 videos were session 1A and session 1B. The next one that completes your, boot camp session here is attend our live locker room masterclass, but you definitely want to plug in to all masterclasses thereafter, okay? So, guys, as we like to say every time we come together with our presentations, training, and boot camps, and conferences and all, ladies and gentlemen, we want to see you at the top. Literally. With us all scaling together to having cash flow. Okay? Having cash flow. Okay? At scale, passively, for each and every person on the planet, each and every organizational entity on the planet. We have an operation, guys, that without anybody needing any skill set, that caters to any walk of life, all backgrounds, all nationalities, all religions. Don't matter, folks. All monetary scale of classes. It's always said when you cater to the masses, you dine with the classes. Well, folks, we don't have to have any segregated entity with this operation. Okay? So cash flow, ladies and gentlemen, is more valuable than just being in the rat race with cash accumulation. Okay? When I learned from Robert Kiyosaki, he's the one that created this game. He wanted to take the concepts that he's been teaching from all his books and put it in a practical game to where people can come together. If you don't have this game, definitely recommend you get it for you and your family and play this game, guys. Because he says in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that the true definition of freedom and wealth is when you have passive scalable residual cash flow. That's money coming independent of your involvement at scale. That's greater than your monthly bills and responsibilities and overhead if you are a business or organization. And that's what this operation here, folks, is going to do. Functioning with 100% mutual benefit, and also functioning with 100% absolute certainty. So we just want to see you at the top. We want to see you most definitely over the top, and you and our families on the beaches of the world. Okay? This is Douglas Ford out of Houston, Texas. You guys take care. God bless. See you on session 2 at the locker room.